Hey everyone, we've gone Star Wars Legion crazy here on beastofwar.com, and John has been building, and I mean building, the most epic, can I say that again?
You can
epic table for Star Wars Legion. What is this, John? I mean, you've been vlogging this project for what, the last 2 weeks over on the site?
Yep. This is basically taking a toy AT-AT, or AT-AT, or whatever you want to call it, and basically letting me absolutely destroy it and turn it into a terrain piece.
Wow.
So for the past 2 weeks, I've been working on what sort of damage we're going to do to it, the levels of damage, the levels of detail to add in and stuff like that, and then gone through the whole painting process and the building of all these platforms and stuff that are around it as well.
Now, I was there during the planning phase. This literally is just a toy AT-AT.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were looking through some reference material, because there's AT-ATs lying destroyed and stuff, and Ray's even using one as basically a house.
Yeah.
And there's this brilliant bit of art where it shows the AT-AT. It's actually a cut through for the actual diagram, rather than it looking cut through, but it gave us the inspiration to cut through here.
Yep.
And man, John, does that look epic? You've done a really good job with the whole conduits and framework and everything.
It was a lot of fun taking a Dremel to this thing, because we had a lot of people on backstage that were going, no, why are you doing this to the toy? It's a collectible. It's like, not a collectible anymore, my friend. It is terrain.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a collectible. That's like, I think this was a later gen. I don't think this is like the original gen.
This isn't like a Kenner.
Yeah, so
we couldn't have done that to a Kenner.
We didn't cry too much.
No, nope. Not a tear shed.
But scale-wise, it looks pretty much perfect. I mean, we've got an ATST sitting over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we move it a little bit closer,
I think it's about
that looks
right.
about right, doesn't it?
Yeah,
now,
I think it's about right.
This is some sort of weird Emperor class AT-AT.
Yeah.
But because we're destroying it and making it into this train, it's just fab. So what's happened here is that the rebels found it lying and they're taking bits, or what?
As Warren has said to me, he believes that AT-ATs are quite rare.
Yeah.
He said, every fleet would have some, but only some. So every time they lose one, it's a big loss to them. But the rebels would also see it as a way to get in and have a look at the technology and maybe probe its computers and stuff for any information they could get. So this is the rebels trying to either power some of this thing's systems up or take useful bits off. And the stormtroopers and the Empire have come in to go, hey, we need that thing back.
Which is just great. And that's why we have a clash.
Yeah.
All over the top of it, the stormtroopers and the rebels fighting. And it's brilliant because we've set it down on our, what is this, deep cut mat?
Yeah.
So we have a deep cut mat and we have a load of foreground trees and we've whacked it all together and we have instant Endor.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you've done this in such a fashion that it's not particularly tied to Endor. I mean, if you look around it, there is no, like, we've got some scatter and stuff, little bushes and things, but that's literally, we just chucked it on there to play the game. But the idea was to have it that we could put it on snow or desert. So you've done a very neutral weathering scheme on it, but a very, very, very cool weathering scheme.
A very heavy scheme. This would look amazing with like piles of sand drifted up around it and over it, and especially snowflock would look really cool in amongst it.
Snowflock,
wouldn't it?
That would look awesome. But I love the way you've cut out all these extra holes here.
Yeah.
So as if you're actually taking miniatures
to get access
and playing in through it. You can see what you're doing, and B, actually reach in, because like, look at that. To actually move stuff around. You might have a little bit of trouble getting some templates and things in there, but once you're into that scale or that close together, you know you've got range.
Range doesn't matter at this point.
Really cool. So you've cut out the back of it.
Yep.
So that's gone.
I've done 2 different types of cut as well, something that I explained in the vlog series as well, if you want to catch up on it. Yeah. It's basically where a panel has been removed, as in they've just unbolted it and the thing has come out itself. So that explains like this big sort of section here, or maybe this. But then it looks like as well they've tried to gain access to parts that they can't open with a bolt or screws or whatever, and they've just taken a cutting torch and just burned through the armor. And
so that explains the disconnect between that's really clean, and that's actually been cut out with what, like a plasma cutter or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Revealing all these little extra jiggery pokery things you've stuck in there.
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing. It's like, so if you look here in at the actual head, it wasn't a matter of just cutting panels out. It was you had to then manufacture cables and conduits and things to go into it.
Every material I could lay my hands on has become useful for cabling and conduit. Everything from barbecue skewers, down to garden wire, and even some terrain pieces from a Mantic set as well. And
one of the really cool things that has been done to this is during the planning phase, we were having a chat about how do they gain access to all these bits and pieces, and then we had this stuff here from MicroArt Studio, which is like it's clearly an industrial walkway system.
Yeah.
And so you've been repurposing that, cutting it, shaping it. Like if you come around here, there's a really cool bit that laps all around the top of the actual AT-AT itself with some really cool generators, and it's got some awesome looking little workstations and things.
Those are again from the Mantic Terrain set. I found a bunch of them. Was like they need to go in there.
And there's a top tip for anyone making terrain like this at home. These cables and things here, John, were like garden wires and things like that.
Yep.
But there is some cable on here that's literally just, it's not painted or anything. It's literally just shoelaces, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just shoelaces.
So all this really cool stuff is just shoelaces.
Yeah. It's just waxed shoelaces. And then to get it to do that sort of natural sag, we have to drop it into some hot water.
Oh.
And that softens the wax coating up on it. And then when you feed it through that sort of stuff on the railing, you can settle it down, and it'll actually, once it's dry, it'll sit that way.
So if you've been watching the vlog for the last 2 weeks over on beastofwar.com, make note of that, because I don't think the actual laces are discussed in the other vlog videos.
No, they're not.
No.
I mentioned that they're going to be used, but I never actually get them under camera until now. Yeah,
so if you're interested, come on over to beastofwar.com. There's a series of vlog videos in backstage. Become a member of the site. And then what is there, like, if it was 2 weeks, there must be at least one every day. Is about, 14 episodes or something like that?
There is, this would be number 13. This would be unlucky 13.
Number 13! Oh, wow. But speaking of vlogs and stuff, we have a lot of free vlogs on the site at the minute as well.
Yep.
They haven't been going out on YouTube, so if you've been watching Beast of War on YouTube for the last week, interested in the Star Wars Legion stuff, you best come on over to the website, because we actually have additional videos on the website where you're doing what, John?
I am painting all of the miniatures that are on this table currently.
So all the miniatures we see on this table, minus the AT-AT.
Yes.
You've got vlogs on quick painting them as well, because it's like your process was, how do we get them out of the box and onto the table in a really cool looking fashion?
Yep.
Really quick.
As quick as possible, yeah. And that has been the result. So the past 2 weeks have been absolute Star Wars crazy, and it actually means that I've painted pretty much everything on this table bar the trees. Yeah. This is weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna come around the front for a sec.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna show you some stuff. Like really cool stuff, and you'll see it in the vlog. Like, there has been lots of little details done, like cutting through the feet. These feet didn't even have anything in them, so they've had to be cut through to make the AT-AT look more like it's actually lying down in the actual, into the ground.
Yeah.
Which, when we go to put this on a sand table or a snow table, means we can drift up around the feet, and it doesn't just look like, oh, it's perched on top of the sand, it's actually down in it.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff, John. Really, really cool result. I can't wait to get a game on this. Right? If you're interested in what we've been doing on it, come on over to beastofwar.com and get stuck in.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.